A long time ago, when Mr. C was a little boy, in kindergarten he would lay on a rug like this. So that made me want to make this drawing of a kindergarten rug with these colors next to each other.
Hi everybody, so we're recreating that rainbow rug that I talked about, showed pictures of. Look at the different weavings. I mean, this is all different kinds of yarns and threads woven together, and then they took different colors of threads to weave these together. So this is one strand of orange that's woven together and wrapped, and then it's tied to the next one. And then there's two magentas and two browns and two blacks and two yellows and two pinks and then two teal greens and then two dusty mauve pinks and then browns and then whites, and then it goes on and on and on. But all this is fabric. Let me show you. Let's see, this is kind of the unraveled part. It's a nylon sort of fabric, like it could have been clothing at one point. This might have been recycled from scraps. So you see that this was flat fabric that was wrapped and woven and tied together. Well, we're recreating the color scheme of this with either watercolors I've got here or crayons, and you could do this with markers also. So you want to draw it like it's woven. So I have a wiggly kind of line, and then I didn't wrap these. I mean, you could do that if you wanted to spend all that time and go, well, then there's that green one, and that's tied there, and it's tied there, and that would give it a whole different depth and kind of a textural look to it if you wanted to do that. This one is painted. Let's do a crayon version of this so that maybe you have those materials at home. I'm grabbing a piece of paper, clean white piece of paper. Now, this goes quick if you have broken, skinny old crayons, and just take and rub it in a straight line. See that? All right. And then I don't want to skip, because what will happen is I'll probably get off and go in a weird angle, and I want to go straight. So if I go one after the other and kind of go over the top of the last one, then I have some blended colors together. See where this indigo goes to that light green? It's kind of neat. Finding more colors. Now, this is a whole color, and that's okay. I can go like this and draw that in, and it looks more like the woven part of the rug that I showed you, the detail of that, the close-up. You could also go this way, you know, horizontal with that, but it does look different from here to here. The mark making is different, so it says something different. Got a pink right next to my orange. Try to keep these the same width. And of course you could go, well, there's going to be a pink here and a pink here and a pink here, and draw those lines, but you might get off, or it might get sloppy looking. So it might get sloppy looking the way I'm doing it too if I hurry and I'm not paying attention to what I do. Now, your choice of colors is up to you. Whatever you want to use, but just make sure to try to use as many colors as you have, and maybe change up the patterns. Have different colors next to different colors so you don't always go in the same pattern, because you'll have different outcomes if you do. I know if I did this several times, there would be one that I like more than another. And also another thing with this, boys and girls, if you press hard, it looks different than if you don't. So this is about the same color, but this is more vivid, it's darker. I'm pressing harder. So of course it's gonna look different. It's the difference between stop and stop, right? So I want you to know that. If you say it a certain way, it means a certain thing. But if you barely say it, it doesn't mean much. Thank you versus thank you, really. Picking up different colors every time. I don't want it to be the same every time. I want to have different colors next to each other so I see the different relations of those colors. Now this is a maroon or a magenta, some call it burgundy. It is a purplish red color. I'm not using brown, not using black. I have white on my paper, so that's doing its own job. I was looking for a pure red. I'm not seeing it, but I could use any material with this. Maybe you can see I'm pressing hard, trying to keep this straight. There we go. Markers are working really fast today, so I like that. And they look kind of sketchy if you use them this way. You see I'm tracing over what I've done, and that leaves a whole different looking mark. And that kind of looks woven. And I can go with this light green next to it. So hopefully you're finding color combinations that you never knew that you enjoyed. Maybe this is a new experience for you to find those color combinations. I hope so, because even me playing with color all my life, I still see things that are new. I mean, I guess that's the point of making art all your life, because you'll find new things. It's a big subject. There's a lot you can do. It's a lot you can relate to, and you see the world a little bit differently than everyone else maybe, which is great. You can tell different stories that way. You can relate to different thoughts. Now, this is coming along. It's further than halfway. I'm pretty happy with my rainbow rug that I'm making, so that's what I'm calling it anyway today. I always think pink and teal look kind of odd together, but people seem to like this combination of colors. Try not to use the same ones too many times. It's okay to be kind of close, but not right the same. That, to me, that gets boring. I want to change it up. I want differences. Because if I just went through my markers or my paints and went, okay, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, start over, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, it would look samey after a while. Like he didn't change his mind. He was just on a pattern, like a robot, and he just got this done, and that's all. But art is not about just getting things done. It's about exploring, challenging yourself, hopefully. Maybe trying new things too. It's always fun. So I see I could go this light green next to that pink, and that's kind of crazy, isn't it? I just did that dark blue. There's a grayish. Here's a teal. That will look neat next to that light green. It's related. It's a blue-green. There we go. And see, we got off a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not gonna stay upset about that. it's all right. Just say my loom got off when I was weaving and it kind of went diagonal. No, it was my hand. I didn't weave this, I drew it. Actually, I colored it. We're not drawing much except for making lines. I think everybody could get this finished and fill this whole thing in, make your own version of a kindergarten sleeping rug. Yeah. Ooh, bright red, yay. Okay, it's more of a maroon or a magenta, but that's fine. Just want this next to it. And then on the edge, I could do any color I wanted. I'm gonna go with this orange because it's bright. Looks neat next to that pink, I think. A lot of flowers have pinks and oranges. And so there I have my kindergarten rug. Here's my other version. I'm calling it a rainbow rug today. All I want is for you to sequence colors or put them next to each other. There's no logical order. You don't have to go in an order. I just want you to use all the colors you have. Not brown or black. We don't need those two. You have a little bit of white popping through, which gives it a little bit of difference. But here we are with our kindergarten rug, and I hope you see that I've recreated what I've seen on this rug onto this paper. This would make something nice for a card. Like if you wanted to make a card for Mom for Mother's Day coming up in May. That's great, or a birthday card, or a postcard. Or cut this out, 4 by 6. Put a stamp on it, right? Hi, Grandma, I love you. Whatever you want to do with these is up to you. We're just making art that we found from life in a rug today. So we wove paper a week or so ago, and now we're weaving together like these are different yarns that are put together. Hope you enjoyed this, boys and girls. Thank you very much.